Hello and welcome back to CIMA F2 Financial Management, Chapter 3, IAS 7, Consolidated Statement of Cash Flows, and we are continuing with two more situations that will affect the consolidated statement of cash flows. You have a previous video on two of the items, and now we are looking at the third and fourth. The third one relates to associates and non-controlling interest, respectively, when you are receiving cash from an associate, and how do you find that out? And also, when it comes to non-controlling interest, it could be in relation to cash paid towards the non-controlling interest, which pretty much would mean paying dividends, the share of the non-controlling shareholders, the share of dividends they are entitled to, and is paid by the subsidiary. So let's take first the associate, and if we want to have a quick look at this T account, as you're used to, imagine an associate which has a brought down figure of 10K at the start of the year, a carry down figure of 10,500. You know, the associate is in the asset side, in the top part of your balance sheet. It's an investment. And how do you calculate an associate figure from a period to another? You're adding the profits, share of profits after tax. So here it is, we're adding it up. Then you may take some impairment loss, but that's not the case here. And then you're saying that's the value of the associate I'm taking forward. So what you're going to do, you're going to say, okay, I have the total debits 12,000, that must equal the total credits, but all you had here is the carry down value. Therefore, you will need a balancing figure to be able to say total debits equal total credits, and it comes on the credit side of an assets account, so that must mean it's a cash received. So this is the cash received from the associate in the period, and that will be affecting the statement of consolidated cash flows. Non-controlling interest, let's see how we can find out the amount we pay there. Imagine this is more like a liability account. So you have brought down figure on the other side with a carry down figure given. Imagine this non-controlling interest increased with share of profit of subsidiaries. We have a figure here, 2,000. Share of other comprehensive income of subsidiaries, so it's increasing. It's increased from 15,000 to 17,500. And we had the carry down figure of 16,800. Therefore, the missing figure, the balancing figure 700, being on the debit side of a liability account, must mean cash paid towards the non-controlling interest. Okay, so this was the third situation, and the fourth and final situation of this chapter is effect of acquisition or disposal of a subsidiary. Is that affecting our statement of consolidated cash flows? As if we had a proportion of cash leaving the entity for the acquisition, or a proportion of cash entering the companies from the disposal, then yes, it does. And how would we find out? So again, a T account would help, is like an incomplete record to reconstruct the information provided and see the missing figure and see on which side it is, and you may be given the disposals, so most likely you may have to find out the acquisitions or vice versa. So here you will start with the brought down figure, carry down figure as always. Any sort of non-current assets existing in statement of financial position, yes, here you have some finance leases. Maybe you did some acquisitions of property, plant and equipment. If you're given, you're obviously potentially having some disposal, some revaluation, some depreciation. This is like you've done in F1 as well, isn't it? So when you put all this together, because here we have disposals as well, you have here acquired via control of new subsidiary in the year, so various acquisitions, and anything remaining, if it seems on this side in our T account, is on this side. The missing figure must be on the debit side, an acquisition, cash paid to acquire new property, plant and equipment, and that figure is entering your consolidated statement of cash flow in investing activities. Okay, I hope you find that useful, and I wish you best of luck with preparation for the exam, and hopefully we'll be in touch with the next videos. Until then, good luck.